respect. Yeah.
There's some George we know. I mean, your spirit is so calm today. What is happening? Are you in that low spirit of what is going on? I mean,
this really isn't a contest. There really isn't any contest here, and it comes from the confidence that my people have given to me, the confidence they've reposed in me. I mean, so far I have 204 polling stations. I've visited about 140 of them, and literally everywhere I go, the people just say, "MP, why are you worrying yourself? Just go back and rest. Like, we know who you are, what you represent, and we're comfortable with what you represent." So for me, it's about ensuring that we get as many people out to vote for John Mahama as well, and to raise the numbers for John Mahama. And so that's why for me the turnout is a really major issue, and I'm confident about delivering on this, because it's a no-brainer.
But the data suggests that your predecessor, who is no more, was in the 70s, but ever since you took over, he's been in the 60s, and your very recent one, which is 2020 election, you were in the 69%. What are you doing differently, and how do you hope to, get to that level of 70%?
Well, they say statistics are like a bikini. It tells a lot, but it doesn't. It also reveals a lot, but it conceals very vital things. You're talking percentages. I look at absolute numbers, real numbers, because elections are not about percentages, they're about numbers. And so, yes, he may have been in the 70s, but his last performance was 22,000 votes. That was in 2012. In 2016, when I came in, when the NDC was losing votes across the country, I polled 26,000. In 2012, my predecessor beat the NPP with a margin of 3,400. In 2016, when I came, when the NDC was losing across the country, I polled 26,000, 4,000 more than him, but beat the NPP with a margin of 10,000. In 2020, yes, I had 69.8%, but I polled 50,000 votes for the presidential and almost 49,000 in the parliamentary, beat the NPP with a margin of almost 30,000. So I took it from 3,400. So you look at the percentages and say maybe my predecessor was doing better, but he had a gap between him and the NPP of 3,400. I beat the NPP in my last election with a gap of almost 30,000. There are constituencies in this country where the total voter register is less than 30,000, and that's the margin I beat them with. And I won with 50,000 votes. My predecessor never got that. The point clear that the Minister for Roads must prepare for a battle with me, because I'm going to demand that whoever is made Minister of Roads under President Mahama prioritizes my roads as well. The Fienya Dawenya Road, the Old Ningo to Chopoli Road, Old Ningo to Mango Chonya Road, and then the Fienya to Dodowa Road. Those are critical roads, and New Jerusalem to Apollonia. These are roads that I will fight for under the NDC. So it's not going to be that my parties come to government and so I'm going to relax. No, I'm going to take my advocacy that you see today on that minister. He has to get the roads done for us.
Lastly, on the LGBT issues, if you get a nod, how far would you hope to push it? The president, your candidate, when he was interviewed on the BBC, he said he would now look into what is in that bill.
You know, that's a misconception that's been put out, and I listened to that full BBC interview. President Mahama has been clear that he will sign that bill, and he has no option than to sign that bill. President Mahama will know no peace from Sam George until he signs that bill, and he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill. What the president said to the BBC was in response to why President Akufo-Addo has not signed the bill, and he said to them, look, what President Akufo-Addo should have done, instead of rejecting service of the bill, was to have received the bill, stated what his displeasure is with the bill, which is what the Constitution says. The Constitution in Article 1067, President Mahama in his response to the BBC was referring to the Constitution of Ghana. Article 1067 says that when he gets to the president, he must within 14 days indicate whether he would sign or not sign. If he chooses not to sign, he then has to bring it back to Parliament and then states in the memo to Parliament the reasons why he's refusing to sign and add the recommendations to remedy those challenges he sees. Otherwise, within the 14 days, he can refer it within 30 days. He can refer it to the Council of State, who have 30 days to give him advice. That's what President Mahama was saying in that BBC interview. He was not saying that he now has to read the bill. President Mahama has read the bill. It's because he's read the bill that he told the clergy that when he becomes president, he will sign the bill, because President Mahama has no problem with anything in the bill. That explanation he was given was basically what the president should have done as a lawyer in line with our constitution, because the president's decision not to have service of the bill on him is unconstitutional and shows you how reckless and irresponsible Akufo-Addo is as a president. Moved the budget 8 times for the Minister of Roads. The government set up a year of roads like a Kumawood movie, Year of Roads Part 1 and 2. Where are the roads? What did they do? They should show us the roads. The road from Old Ningo to Ahuyam that we drove on to this place is awarded on contract. So it's not that Sam George hasn't lobbied. I lobbied and got it awarded on contract in 2022. The contractor has not been paid. So as the MP, my job is to lobby. I have lobbied. A contractor is on that road. His name is IB Megida. He's not being paid. The Ministry of Finance is refusing to pay him. So as the MP, I've done my job. I've lobbied. The contractor is on the road. Pay him to do the job. That's government. And that's a failure of the government. You understand me? Afianya Dowenya Road, there's a contractor on it. His name is Simain Ghana Limited. He's failing to do the job. So the MP has done his job when it comes to getting the roads awarded on contract. From Pram to Bone, I got IB Megida again awarded a contract, 78 million Ghana cedis. The MP has done his job. So it's up to the government to pay the contractors. And that's why this election is actually is a no-brainer. Because the MPP candidate contesting me has been the MPP constituency chairman for 8 years. His party has been in government. They failed to fix the roads. Even when the MP has lobbied to get the roads awarded on contract, as the MPP candidate or chairman, he's failed to get anything done for his people.
How long will it take the NDC?